they prepare you for a few people, but oh my gosh, this is amazing. I wish you guys could see everybody out here. I'm super excited to be here and really grateful to be a part of this. They gave me this really cool Britney mic, and only 2 hours to do my speech, so we probably should get into it. Okay. About 10 years ago, I sold a car to a real estate agent. And for whatever reason, that agent thought this little girl in the finance office might be good at mortgages, so I did. Since that day, I've experienced a million wins and some losses. I fought a non-compete, lost. I went to 4 different companies, from the big box retail to the little guy in town where I did the process from start to finish by myself, to the perfect fit for me broker I'm at now. A little shout out to my crew from the 412 and everybody I love at Lending Heights. I would be lost without my incredible team. They're right there. In that decade, I've closed well over 1,000 loans. I've connected with thousands of humans. And it has helped me realize that everybody is different. Everybody values different things. So what is the definition of value? How do we define it? Webster says that value is the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. A person's principles, standards of behavior, one's judgment of what's important in life. I have a prop here. I have here a $100 bill. If the world ends tomorrow, what is this good for? Paper, tissue, to wipe your tears, fire starter, maybe? But did the value of the actual currency change? No. It's the perception of its value that changed. You can no longer use it to buy gas or groceries or an item of clothing. The perceived value of $100 is different if you're, say, Matt Ishvia, and use a few of those hundreds to buy the Phoenix Suns, or you're a brand new loan officer grinding your face off, just trying to get new business and close your first deal. The difference is, for these two humans, is it gets them different outcomes. It allows them to pursue different goals, hopes, and dreams. Our customers are no different. However, the power of perceived value is understanding our clients' wants, needs, and pain points, and being able to educate them to make decisions. Simon Sinek said it really well. There are 2 ways to influence human behavior. You can manipulate it, or you can inspire it. Understanding what your customer perceives as valuable, you're no longer selling or manipulating them to make a choice, right? You are inspiring them to make decisions that align with their goals, hopes, and dreams. And as human beings, as people, we cannot be inspired if it doesn't matter to us. Let's do a little exercise. I want you to think of something that you think is valuable, that aligns with our definition, that supports your principles, your standards of behavior, and judgment about what's important in life. Now, I would venture to guess that what you're thinking about is different than what your neighbor's thinking about. But does that make either of you wrong? Does it make either thing less valuable? No. It's the perception of the thing that makes it valuable to you and not your neighbor. It's the same thing that we would do with our customers. We would ask them questions to find out what they're thinking. You would look to your neighbor and say, what's important to you? What do you value? We do the same thing with our customers. No matter what questions you choose to ask, when you ask them, actually listen to the answers. Be a great listener. Don't try to sell steak to a vegetarian. If your customer starts talking about the rate, maybe they're more concerned about the payment, not the rate. If your customer comes to you wanting a conventional loan, but maybe they don't know what their credit score, FHA would make more financial sense for them, better payment, lower MI, maybe a better interest rate. If your customer says, I just have to have a 15-year loan, but maybe that's just what their dad told them to say. If we are listening closely to our customers, they're giving us all of the information that we need to guide them to the value that they're looking for. Your customer will know that they've experienced value, they've received value from you when they experience certainty, significance, and connection. It's the full trifecta of the client experience. Now, as we go through this cycle of value, we've defined it. You're listening to your customer, and we're uncovering their truth. And now we actually have to execute. We actually have to give them what they're asking us for. Now, I'll be really honest with you. When I was first introduced to UWM, I was overwhelmed. And quite frankly, I said, no thanks. It wasn't until I joined a team that was led by somebody that took the time to share the pieces that I was missing in my business. I have an account executive that is not only available to help when called on, but works to brainstorm new business ideas, new tactics, and ways to grow relationships. He is a guide through getting the most from my pro rankings. And now that I know, the higher my pro rankings, the better my underwriting turn times, value. The better my position on findamortgagebroker.com, which brings me leads, value. I can maximize my CYP points, and I can offer 1% down conventional, which is exclusive value to confidently pass on to my customers and capitalize on more at-bats. Having a guide to walk me through all of these things is invaluable. A little shout out to my account executive, Omar Noja, and his assistant, Sean. We are so grateful for both of you. We know that interest rates have gone up, right? It's not a surprise. Everyone is shopping around in the market. Like, we're all feeling the pinch financially in every corner of our life. I received a referral that came preloaded with another lender's pre-approval, and they were convinced to come to me for a second opinion, which I actually love. I love to be the second opinion. I don't know about you guys, but when you get that person that comes preloaded, it's like, you know what you need to do, where you need to go, and what needs to happen to get the deal done. I had an FHA buyer with a $150,000 loan amount, and yes, those do exist in Pittsburgh. I had a 45-day close, which really came in handy for this borrower. I immediately structured the deal with 80 bips off the top of the pricing, 40 my CYP, 40 UWM match. I bought out the admin fee. I offered a free appraisal on me. I planned a closing gift to welcome my out-of-state buyer from New Jersey to Pittsburgh, and we won the deal. Midway through the process, courtesy of a written verification of employment, my buyer quit her job intentionally. Oh, yeah, right. So at this point, we had a choice to make. Grab the bull by the horns and get in front of it, or kind of like wobble to the closing table as if we've pulled ourselves out of the trenches, complaining about how hard things are, and everyone is miserable. When things go wrong, sometimes I'm fine with it. It gives us an incredible opportunity to really impress the referral partner and the customer. We obviously chose to grab the bull by the horns, get in front of it. We coached our buyer for new salaried employment. We paid off a liability, pulled new credit to update her credit score to improve her interest rate by over 0.5%. In total, saving her $3,000 to her bottom line and about $60 a month, which kept her under budget. It's not life-changing numbers for a lot of people. Maybe it doesn't seem like big numbers. But to her, it was the difference between getting a house and moving to another state or not. It also seems like that's just me doing my job, right? Like, just get the loans closed, whatever it takes, or it takes what it takes. However, it was perceived by the customer and the agent to be above and beyond what's required. It's massive front-end value with the CYP, the partner points, the turn times, and appraisal credit that we won the deal. And because the deal came to me, it stayed together and we got to the closing table. Now let me see a raise of hands. Who loves the cutting board? Get them up there. If your hand's not up, then you have not used your partner points to purchase a post-closing gift, and I think you're missing out. You can personalize these cutting boards with kind of whatever you want, whatever's meaningful to your customer. Jim and Susie's Kitchen, the Smith's Kitchen, like whatever is good for them. You can also personalize the thank you card in like the comment box when you order it, and I always include my real estate agent on the thank you card, like from your favorite real estate team. I have received countless photos from customers with these cutting boards propped up in their kitchen. I had one lady tell me she hung it on her wall. It was too pretty to use, right? With countless thank you messages from borrowers just thanking me for the thoughtful gift. I then also receive a message from the real estate agent thanking me for the post-closing touch. And for very little effort on my part, I look like a frickin' rock star. So we all know that looking like a freaking rock star in this market is paramount. Staying in front of people is critical. If they don't know who we are or what we do, they can't buy from us. But social media is not my thing. So you can go to my IG stories at any time and see these very cute dogs of mine. And they're always being cute, out playing, doing things that they like to do. And occasionally something mortgage related, where I'm at an open house or that car selfie video that we all do, be honest. While you're driving down the interstate, hey, you should use me for your pre-approval. I'm working this weekend, right? But mostly, I'm out getting new business, building relationships, and social media posting slips through the cracks. I'm hoping maybe I'll learn something today. I've been super grateful for Brand 360 that posts on my behalf. I sit down for maybe 20 minutes a month, set up my marketing calendar to post 1, 2, maybe 3 times a day. That entices engagement, and I see people post, like, share, comment on things I didn't even know I posted. And it's like a 2-for-1 special, like massive ROI, all happening behind the scenes. One of the biggest value add-ons that I can give my referral partners is time with me and our partners here at UWM via Success Track. Now, I like to think that I do Success Track maybe a little bit different, but maybe you guys really turn up the dial on this too. I have made custom t-shirts for my agents. I have given them personalized notebooks with their logo and information, and purchased them business books and personal development books and journals to take notes. I package up this gift, I go pick them up, take them to the airport, and I have a captive audience for several days. We all know how hard it is to get real estate agents alone for an hour coffee appointment already. No offense to real estate agents everywhere, but it's difficult. So we get to travel together, which creates a deeper bond. We get to roll out the red carpet for them, which is a massive change of pace for these agents that are just constantly on the forefront of cheerleading and boots on the ground and just digging and trying to get everybody to the closing table. In addition to the red carpet experience, they get an incredible amount of sales training and education that they can take back with them and implement into their business immediately. Every time they see this massive machine that gets their buyer to the closing table, they're absolutely floored. And it creates an advocate. One advocate every time. Let me see another quick raise of hands. Who has experienced the sales huddle? You've been here, you've experienced the sales huddle. Now keep your hands up or put your hands up if you watch the sales huddle on Wednesday, 9 and noon. Sometimes it's hard, right? Like we're busy, there's phone calls and meetings and appointments and whatever. Well, a few months ago, I had a coffee appointment with a real estate agent early. And the conversation was a little bit flat. I was like struggling to get in my groove. So, as luck would have it, an email came over and I saw it on my watch from my account executive reminding me that the sales huddle was about to start in a little bit. So it gave me an idea, well, half an idea anyway. In attempting to shake up the meeting a little bit, I get out my iPad and a pair of very used AirPods I probably used to run in the day before to share with this agent. And praying to whoever will listen that this agent isn't just gonna get up and walk out and call me a crazy person. But as we watch the sales huddle, we listen to all the greats, Matt, Mateen, Sean McHugh, etc. The agent is kind of like getting excited. He's like totally into it. So flashing forward 1 month later, this one agent accompanied me to Success Track with his 3-person team, and we now do consistent business together. What I learned from this experience is you just don't know what you don't know until you try. We have so many digital resources here that our partners put so much massive amount of time and effort into. I picked just one thing to dive into today that immediately helped me grow my business. We know that truly dominating in our space means we know our guidelines and programs inside and out. Sometimes the simplest information can create massive value. One of the secret weapons I keep in my toolbox is waiving escrows. But anyone can waive escrows, it's not a big deal, but maybe you have to put down 20% or it's 10, 20, 25 bips off the pricing, negative to the buyer. What if I told you that waiving escrows is one of the strongest strategies I use to win in multiple offer situations? Instead of adding additional funds to the borrower's bottom line, I want to use money that's already in play and just leverage it in a different way. I had a complicated situation, one you've probably all seen before. I have buyers shopping at, of course, the tippy top of their price range always. We can't add a sale and settlement contingent to the offer, it just won't get looked at. They can't move yet, they have kids, school district, pets, whatever. They're super debt heavy. Just to get them to qualify, we have to pay off tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt, courtesy of a HELOC on their current house, and a $20,000 auto loan. We have to stay at 10% down, and they have no more money. They're completely tapped out. The house they love, they just have to have, is of course in multiple offer situations. The way that we believe to win is to include an escalation addendum to push them actually over what they actually qualify for. By waiving escrows in this scenario, we were able to add about $8,000 to $10,000 to their bottom line. They were able to pay off 2 additional debts we hadn't considered before, lowering their DTI to well below qualifying. They were able to increase their offer, increase their hand money, and get their offer accepted. Waiving escrows like that doesn't happen everywhere without a negative impact to the buyer, but it happens here. It's a short-term play to get your offers accepted while we wait to refinance the majority of our customers in the future as rates start to come down. By educating your client now, it gives you more at-bats for their future financing, and they can add that escrow account back in when we refinance them. Lastly, let me see another quick raise of hands. If you're a Prime member, Amazon Prime members, get your hands up, don't be shy. Both my hands are up, let's be honest, they're at my house like every day. Even if your hand isn't up, you know what Amazon is, what they do, who they are, and how they do it, right? As an avid Amazon supporter, I've been very curious about their business model. After a little research, I discovered that they have a foundational philosophy called Day One. If you think about the first day of anything, you're excited, you're pumped up, you're unreasonable in your pursuit of excellence. Jeff Bezos states the foundation of their success comes from relentlessly focusing on customers, creating long-term value over short-term corporate profit, and making many bold bets. This is Day One. He goes on to say that we strive to deeply understand customers and work backwards from their pain points to rapidly develop innovations and create meaningful solutions in their lives. Day One is about being constantly curious, nimble, and experimental. It means being brave enough to fail. If it means that by applying lessons learned, we can better surprise and delight our customers in the future. And this is my favorite part, so don't miss it. The number one thing that has made us successful by far is obsessive, compulsive focus on the customer. Great companies that dominate in their space, companies like UWM and Amazon, and I'm sure many others, understand that focusing on the customers, working backwards from their pain points, we are able to guarantee that we can give them unmatched value that aligns with their principles, standards of behavior, and judgment about what's important in life. Now, questions we oftentimes ask ourselves are how? We ask ourselves, others, anybody that will give us the answer. How do we get more money? How do we get more referrals? How do we get more leads? How do we get more time off, more money, more whatever? I believe that these are the wrong questions. A man whose opinion and perspective I value deeply challenged me years ago with what I think are the right questions, and they are much simpler. Did I do the right thing? And did I do the best with what I've been given? And if you can honestly answer yes, I did the right thing and I did the best with the things that I've been given, you will know that you have maximized every opportunity and given true value to your customer, which is the keystone to dominating the client experience. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was so good to be here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the conversations.